I experienced the most racist encounter of my life. Imagine a woman kicking water in your face and laughing at you with her husband. Imagine being accused of exchanging intimate favors for cruise tickets.
Hello family, welcome once again to another episode of my YouTube channel. Today's episode, we'll be taking a look at recent racism activities that has come to pass to our beloved black people. On this first video, we'll see how Tony was racially discriminated. On Tuesday, June 17th, Tony had one of the awful encounters with a white couple who took issue with her mother. This is really bad. Black people have always been undermined in this society. Tony was on a cruise ship, Virgin Voyage, and they had paid for the VVIP rooftop access. White couples couldn't believe that blacks can also afford the prices. For the second video, we also get to see another black lady sharing experience of her racism encounters in America. Never knew that countries like Croatia, Thailand and Peru are actually racist. Seems it's not only in America. Why would a black person not get served properly like it will be in the case of a white person? When will this end? Let's continue watching the video and come back at the end to discuss the subject matter.
I'm currently on a cruise with Virgin Voyages, and I just want to caveat this video by saying Virgin, absolutely incredible. Their staff, absolutely incredible. The support and understanding I got today from the Virgin staff, that's really what saved me from losing my head. So I'm on this cruise with my mum. It's her first time going on a cruise. She's super excited about it. As part of this cruise, I was given access to Rich's rooftop, and it's a part of the rooftop of the ship reserved for VIP guests. Now, typically when you're on a Virgin cruise, you're given a red wristband, but if you're VIP, you're given a black wristband. The black wristband, you get access to the rooftop, or you can also get access to the rooftop with a red wristband if you have a VIP access card. My mum and I decided we wanted a chill one, and we just wanted to lounge at the rooftop. So we go to the rooftop and we get like a little day bed. My mum takes a picture of me, and an older gentleman jumps in front of the picture, and he's being like very jovial and silly. So I think, oh, maybe he's a bit tipsy, he just wants to be in the picture, whatever. I just don't think anything of it. 5 minutes after that, I noticed him and his partner. They sat in the day bed like opposite us. She goes off to do something. He said, oh, can I ask you a question? I said, oh yeah, sure, go ahead. And he says, how did you get in here? I said, excuse me. He said, how are you in here? I said, how am I in where? He said, here. And I said, I used my card and I got in. I have a Rich's rooftop card. So I then asked, how are you in here? He says, oh, I have a black band. I have a band. And I said, oh, okay, cool. I sit down and a member of staff comes up to me, and he says to me, oh, I just want to let you know that one of the other people on the cruise has complained about you. And I said, complain about me? Why? And he said, oh, they said that you were taking pictures of them and you made them feel uncomfortable. And I was like, what? And then I immediately realized who it was. And then I say to the member of staff, I didn't even take his picture. My mum took a picture of me. Her back was to him, and he jumped into the picture, and he was like, don't worry, I saw everything. I saw everything. I'm just letting you know that they've complained. I was like, thank you so much for letting me know. At this point, I didn't assume there was like a big issue. So I'm like, let me not take another picture. Maybe some people just like don't like cameras around, and that was his way of being passive aggressive and saying like, oh, I don't want you to take a picture while you're up here. Cool. So I was like, let me not take any pictures. So I just sat with my mum. We were chilling. The gentleman and his partner had realized, oh, they're still here. They saw the staff member speak to me, and then the staff member like smiled, joked with me. I even got drinks, and I think they put two and two together, and they were like, we complained about them and they didn't get kicked out of this area. Like, what's going on? I then see the gentleman stand up and go to the bar, and something in my spirit said, Tony, go to the bar too. Go and grab another drink. I wasn't even thirsty. I just wanted to go to the bar because I just felt in my spirit that he was going to complain about me again. Bear in mind, I've not done anything to this man. I'm simply existing with my mother. I also mentioned that we were the only black people in Rich's rooftop at this time. I go to the bar. Again, the staff are being absolutely lovely. They're like, oh, hey, like, do you want something to drink? Let me sort you out, cool. And I was like ordering my drink, and then I hear him shouting, I don't care. I don't care. Get them out. I don't want them here. Get them out of here. And then the staff member who'd been so nice to me had said to this guy, like, look, I can't just, they're allowed to be here, I can't just kick them out. And he says, these are your rules, these are your rules, they don't have a black band, they shouldn't be in here. And he's like, they have a card, they can be in here. He was shouting at the staff, asking them why the hell they hadn't kicked me and my mum out, that he does not want us here. And I go back to my mother, I hand her a drink, and I'm like, Mum, you know, this guy is shouting at the staff, saying that the staff should kick us out. My mom's like, what have we done? I'm like, Mummy, he's seething, absolutely seething that we have not been kicked out. I do not know how miserable a human being has to be that pressed about something. You might have seen us in the beginning with our red bands and you took issue with that. Okay, cool, right? But the second a staff member, to be fair, the second I told you we have cards, you should have just let it rest. But the second a staff member told you they are allowed to be here, they have cards, they have access to be here, that should have been it. At this point in my mind, I'm like, okay, this man and his girlfriend, whatever, clearly racist, right? I've come to this conclusion because it's the only thing that is making sense in my mind right now. My mom and I wanted to go into the hot tub, and we were like, okay, when these people leave, we'll go in. So the people leave, we're about to go in, and we see this couple go into the hot tub. And then I say to my mom, Mom, I'm gonna go in the hot tub. And she's like, really? And I say, yeah. Your annoyance about my existence is not gonna change the outcome. After 5 or 10 minutes of them being in the hot tub, I get into the hot tub. I'm just there, I don't say anything, I just sit in the hot tub, I have my drink in my hand. And do you know what happens? The woman kicks water into my face. She's laid in the hot tub and she intentionally kicks her feet to splash water into my face. And at that point, I knew exactly what they were doing. They were trying to intentionally push me and antagonize me in a way that they hoped would garner a reaction from me, an outburst or a reaction that is so significant it would then justify staff kicking me out. So she splashes this water in my face, and her partner burst into laughter at this water hitting my face. And do you know what I did? I wiped my face and I just looked into the space like nothing had happened, because there was no way in hell I was going to let you get me to that point. And I had more than enough reason and right to be angry. And they realized this isn't working. So then they decide to be very passive aggressive in the way they're communicating. They're talking about how I don't belong there. And then the husband says, or I don't even think they're married. The man says, oh, honey, this is the life. And we didn't even need big fake eyelashes to be here. I turn to him and I say, do you have a problem with me being here? He says, yeah, I do. I do have an issue. You don't belong here. And I'm like, excuse me? And he said, we paid to be here. We didn't just get given it for free. We paid to be here. I don't want you here. Then the woman kind of like scoffs, and I'm like, just so confused, right? And then she turns to me, the woman turns to me and she's like, oh, we didn't have anyone to be here.
So I was just watching Tony Tone's video on the ridiculous and extreme racism that she experienced on Virgin Voyages, on like a cruise ship, the Virgin Voyages, and her and her mom up in like the extra VVIP level, and literally a couple coming up to ask them like, how did you get in here? I mean, you really feel like when you leave the US, especially for those of us that live in the US, that racism stops here, but it's so prevalent in a lot of places. The most racism I've experienced was actually in Croatia. In a few other places, Thailand was another. Oh my God. They actually, in Thailand, the lady at the money exchange place, this was before, Uber, and so we needed money exchanged, and after we gave them our passport so that they could give us the money, like change our money so we could get a taxi, she threw the passport back to us. Like Thailand was, but Croatia, that was intense. From people not wanting to sell us ice cream at ice cream stores to the very horrible issue we had at a beach club again, they're like upset that we're in certain spaces, so they're like, why are you here? How can you afford to be here? And basically the two big issues that happened in Croatia, the ice cream place, my best friend is half Serbian, and her language apparently is very close to Croatian. And so when they saw us walking up to the store wasn't closed yet. It closed at 12 midnight. We were there around 10:40, maybe 10:45. It wasn't closed yet. One of them outside the ice cream store told the other one in their language, they're coming towards the store, they're coming towards the door, close it. So it happened twice. Actually, it happened on two different days and two different ice cream stores. So the second time, my best friend was like, let's just not go. But the first one, when it happened, we're like, your time says it closes at 12. Yes, but we don't have people, so we're closing, and then shut the door, and then that was it. Now, the bigger issue, and we only knew this because my best friend could kind of understand the dialect. So if we didn't understand the language, we wouldn't have known for sure that they were avoiding us, but we could tell that they were avoiding us. But we knew for sure because she understood, right? Now, the second one, which was at the beach club, oh my gosh, that was horrible. So imagine 4 black girls, right? We get there, we book our day beds, we were ordering drinks, and I literally, this happened to me. I literally asked the guy, I was like, can you please come and get our order? Like, cause we were sitting there waiting. Nobody was coming to attend to us. We're like, these people don't want money. Like, we want to pay, we want to enjoy, order some food, enjoy. So I was like, yeah, like I'm gesturing for him to come, and he's standing there looking like pissed. And then he goes to talk to somebody that looks like a manager, and then he begrudgingly like comes to to us and then takes our order and is like giving us so much attitude, and not really listening to what it is that we want to order. Let's say if somebody has like a different thought about what they want to order, like he was pissed. So I'm like, did we do something wrong? We are paying with cash now. I mean, I don't know what else we're supposed to do. Then he goes back, and then I think I call a manager because I'm just like, he's getting our orders wrong. We're trying to explain to him, I don't know if it's language or English or whatever. And he's like, yeah, you sitting over there calling me like this. I was like, I understand, like, in different countries, gestures mean different things. Literally, in Ghana, if you do this means you're insulting somebody's mom. And it's literally like a downward thumbs up, right? But I know that happens. But I thought this was the universal sign for come. If you're somebody that knows sign language, please let me know what come is, right? So what's wrong with me saying, because we had sat there for minutes, nobody had come to us. So I kept asking, like, who is the person that's supposed to attend to us? And then when I finally got him, I'm like, can you please come over? Like, you're not expecting me to come to you, because everybody's coming, all the waiters are coming over to the day beds to take the orders. Oh my god, it was a mess. He went and called the manager. He said I'm disrespectful, that I'm calling him like a monkey. I said, this means calling somebody like a monkey? Yo, stop projecting whatever idiocy is in your head. It was crazy. So the manager comes over. He's like, you know what? I'm sorry. Kind of like in a very dismissive way, like, it's fine. It's okay. You've got your food, so it's fine. And I'm just like, dude, what? It's not like we're paying with marble. We're all paying the same. Like, what? And my brain was about to explode, and I was really trying to calm myself down, because I'm that girl. I'm that girl that's like, hold me. So I'm like, wait, what? The manager is also trying to have an attitude with us? And then he's like, yeah, but I already apologized for them. I already apologized. So Anyway, I'm just saying, like, it's hard to be black in a lot of spaces. And watching Tony's video, and I'll see if I can tag it in here, but watching Tony's video just reminded me, and it just brought that memory back. But on another video, I'll talk about the Thailand one.
Black Americans have always been victims of racism, whether in the United States or outside America. Why are so many white Americans so pressed with black folks? Well, that's why today I decided to do this episode. It's all about sharing racial abuse black Americans have received, but also black person in Europe. Share your moments on the comment section below. What racial encounter have you faced before? If you find this video educative, kindly share with your family and friends. Remember, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe and share. Thank you family for watching. Bye.